everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and I want to talk about my favorite art from board games in 2024. All the lists we do here on the Dice Tower are subjective lists. They're games that we think are the best in any category. But woof, if there's any game, any list where subjectivity matters more than anything else, it's art. Because you might look at my 10 and go, I don't like any of that art, and here's the art I like. And this is clearly the best art. We'll disagree on that all day long. Of course, just let us know in the comments which art is your favorite. It's also hard for me to talk about art other than going, I like it. Really. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. Show you some pictures of the art and talk about it. My number 10 favorite art is charcuterie. Now, this is partially because I love eating charcuterie. I love eating snacks. I love eating cheese and meat and fruit and cheese. Did I mention the cheese? And so that's what this game does. You're building a display of this based on the game. It's an I split, you choose style game. But I'll tell you what, Jolo Sopek, the artist here, has made this stuff look so good. Every time I play charcuterie, I take a picture of my board when I'm done. That's got to mean something, right? I'm like, yes, that's my tray of food. I arrange it like this. Let's eat. And I like that. It actually makes sense on how you arrange the food per mechanisms of the game, but it does help that the food looks so good. Number 9 for me is Explorers of Navoria. Meng Chunlin is the artist for this one. This has a very cute look to it. When this game was first announced on Kickstarter, a lot of people were like, you're copying the Root artwork. There's a little bit of that here where the artwork does look a little bit like Root, but it also looks a little bit different. And also, there's lots of chibi artwork out there. I'm okay with little cute animal artwork style. But it's not just the little cute animals that are throughout this game. It's the board itself. Is a gorgeous looking board as I go and want to move around on these paths on the board. And then the little house that you have. This artwork kind of ties this whole game together, and it looks different than a lot of stuff that's out there. Mostly because of just how good the art is in Explorers of Navoria. Number 8 is Things and Rings. Snow Conrad is the artist here. And I got to say here, I grew up on Dr. Seuss books, right? And they definitely gave the idea here to the artist of, hey, make it look Dr. Seuss-esque. And they did. There's a gazillion item cards in this game. And so each one, you look at it, you know what it is. You look at it, you know what it is. And I think that's fantastic. And the game is called Things and Rings. They're definitely going for a Dr. Seuss vibe. But the art helps with that. Here's some cards that look beautiful. Here's some cards that look beautiful. The game itself is trying to figure out what these rules are and get rid of them. But it doesn't hurt that they all have this nice artwork on them. Number 7 is Tether. Tether from Eric Hibbler, the artist. I don't know what to say about this one. This one has this kind of, it's everyone's tethered up in outer space, right? So it's kind of a throwback, like a 1950s vibe to the artwork, but also looks modern at the same time. I'm a big fan of that style. Everyone's out there tethered on these ropes, and it's kind of like, this is a terrible thing that's happened to everybody, but also I like it. And the fact that every card looks different. This is a game where numbers matter. You're putting numbers in a row. The game could have had no artwork, have no theme, and it probably still would have been enjoyable. But this art adds a theme, which still isn't there, but it does make it look gorgeous when you put it on a table. And since the orientation of cards matters, up and down, or left and right anyway, or up and down or left and right we're fighting over, artwork just helps orient you to how the card should be. I like how it looks a lot. That's Tether. Number 6 is Potions of Azurland. There's one of the greatest artists in the history of board gaming is Andrew Bosley. Most people know him for Everdell. In Potions of Azurland, which is a very, very generic theme, you're making potions. You're delivering these potions to people who want potions. And what a snore fest of a theme. Fortunately, Andrew Bosley can overcome that with great art. The game itself is good. I'm not, disparaging the game. It's just that more potions. But because this game's all about getting potions and all about doing different actions to get them and all, having art of the people who are collecting the potions, the art of the potions themselves, the art on the board, it all comes together in a really, really nice way. That's Potions of Azurland. Number 5 is Magic Maze Tower. The artists here are Guillaume and Anthony Mullins. Now this from Sit Down Games. I really like Magic Maze Tower. Now, to be fair, it's more of a puzzle than a game. You're working together. It's based on Magic Maze, but you're trying to move these people specifically in order to get them out of this tower. But every tower, and there's a lot of towers in this game, a big stack of tower cards, they all look different, and they all have almost a Where's Waldo vibe. As you're looking at this tower and looking at all the little things going on, it can distract you from the puzzle. And you want to get me excited about a game, Where's Waldo it? Just put little dudes all over the spot, and there's dungeons and trolls and goblins and stuff. I really like that about this. There's so much in these cards. They did a good job on that. Magic Maze Tower. Number 4 is from Bad Comet Games, and that is Wondrous Creatures. Sophia Kang here is the artist on this one. And again, this is one of those games where I think that the game itself is good, but the artwork really helps here. In this game, you are trying to find wondrous creatures. I believe every card in this game is unique. So there's all kinds of different creatures you're finding. Then there's the little creature that you're placing on the board. The board itself is a cacophony of colors and a mixture, and it comes to life in a vibrant universe, which is not generic fantasy, which is something different. And I think that works really well for this game, putting it together. There's a lot of games that look like other games. I think Bad Comet, the last couple games have been about, realistic themes. Here they've moved into the fantasy realm, and I think that does well because Sophia Kang has really drawn stuff that feels fantastical in Wondrous Creatures. Number 3 is Ternanog. So this card here, Marley's Barons and Brigitte Indelicado are the artists. And oh my, this game is another game where the theme isn't super strong as you're putting cards down, but you're singing an epic song. And what I love about the art on these cards is, first of all, it is gorgeous. But secondly, each card is a panorama of the same color. You can kind of put the cards next to each other and form this panorama. Hold on to this thought. Not the only time I'm going to mention it on this list. But I really like that look to it. And it gives it this kind of ancient theme here of making these epic songs and epic ballads. It's about the stuff in the background. Even if, again, it is just about putting numbers in the right columns and rows, the art elevates the game to a slightly higher level in Ternanog. Number 2 is Biohack. I don't know why I'm so amused by the artwork in Biohack. This is by Tatsuki Asano and Iqbal Rizwan. The artwork in Biohack, which is a game about you are a student of a guy who was a bad scientist doing forbidden experiments, and they brought you back to kind of replicate his stuff, and you're like, yes, let's mix a lion with an eagle. Let's mix a dolphin with this. And that's what this game does. I love the art in this game. Some of it's, the Sphinx, like obviously I've seen that before, but some of it's some crazy, weird, random combinations of two animals. That plus the color palette across the board, plus the whole thing has this very much like, you are a crazy scientist. You're not he, you're which is a very different kind of laugh. And the artwork in this game kind of brings that out and makes this feel, again, more unique than other things that are out there. And my number 1 favorite artwork of the year is by my favorite artist of all time, and that's Vincent Dutray. And the artwork is from Lord of the Rings Duel. So Lord of the Rings Duel, I mentioned earlier about a panorama. If you take the cards in this game and line them up, they look great. I'm always interested to see different visions for Lord of the Rings. We have Peter Jackson's movies, and we have many different games, and I've seen a lot of John Howell's artwork for Lord of the Rings. Vincent Dutray takes Lord of the Rings and brings it to life while not mimicking other people. It's obviously, that's what this game is. As you play these cards, as you see the battle scenes and the orcs and the different things in a game which, again, is about collecting things, and just a lot of cards just have a ring on them, but there's a lot of cards with a lot of different cool artwork on them, and he did a good job. Just look at the cover of the game, and I think it's pretty impressive. So those are my 10 favorite games with art in them. I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching my favorite art of 2024 on the Dice Tower. Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, you would love to game with us at one of our conventions. Check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Vasel.